just get started. Hi guys, welcome. Let's welcome Dr. Navin Panjabi. He is the Vice Principal of H.R. College. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have regarding education and your dream career.
Thank you, Ms. Meerchandani. Thank you so much for the kind introduction and looking forward to this session.
Likewise, sir. We really thank you for taking the time out and coming here. Answer all our community questions. So we'll just get started. Are you on the app, sir? Can you see? No. Okay, just directly on.
Yeah, I've directly come here because it will be difficult for me to manage both. If you can read out the question, I'll be happy to take it.
No, if you can, in case you want to
okay.
see the questions or see anything, but it's completely up to you, so whichever is you're comfortable.
Okay.
Kabhi just said it's excellent to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Guys, please feel free to put your questions. We'll just go ahead and have sir asking everything. As we have our first question, sir, from Kabir. So what are the options for youngsters of today post 12th standard?
Okay. Thanks, Kabir, for this question. I think this is the most crucial stage of anyone's career, because 12th standard is one time where you get to choose a lot of programs. So there are many options depending upon your interest. It depends whether you've taken science, arts, or commerce, which I don't know. But since I'm from the commerce background, let me first give you the options in commerce which are available. So if you wish to do the traditional program, there is the BCom program. BCom program gives you two things. One is the flexibility. That is, as most of the BCom college timings are very, very suitable for a learner who wants to do anything additional to the BCom degree. So what happens is, if there is a BCom program, the timings of the colleges in Mumbai, in Maharashtra at least, or if I can actually say across India, is usually 7:30 to 11, more or less. And after 11 o'clock, you have the entire day to do whatever another program you wish to do, a professional degree. So a lot of commerce students prefer to do either BCom if they wish to do a chartered accountancy or a CFA or any other program which is additional or a professional qualification. So that's the BCom program. That is option one. Then there are self-financing courses, commonly known as BAF, BBI, BFM. In Delhi, they are known as BA, that is Bachelor's of Business Administration. And in Maharashtra circle, it is known as the Bachelor's of Management Studies. So what happens is, if you want to do management, that is any of the management programs, you may want to take up BBA or BMS. And if you're focused initially itself and you know that you want to do accountancy or you wish to do financial markets, you may take specific programs like BCom in accountancy and finance. A student who is committed to financial markets may take up BCom in financial markets. Similarly, if a student is interested in mass media, he may take BA MMC or Bachelor's of Arts in Mass Media and Communication. So there are various options. Also, there is skill development program at the bachelor's level, which is available in the form of BVOC, that is BVOC in wealth management, retail, travel and tourism, etc. This is the same programs that we offer at HR College as well, which is under the HSNC University. So new age programs in data science have also come in. So if you ask me personally, there's a plethora of choice. And that is what all problems are. All problems are problems of choice, because there is too much option as compared to your parents, which they had only 3 options: BSc, BCom, and BA. Right now, there is a problem of choice because there are too many options available. So if you ask me my personal opinion, does it matter? As I also take care of placements, so I ask recruiters, do you want BCom? Do you want BA? Which student do you want? They say, we want a smart student. So if you ask me personally, at initial level, they are not looking at your competence. That is your aspiration and that is your learning desire. That's why you choose that particular program, as you feel that you may want to make a career in that. And another thing that I would also personally suggest is, you may learn something and you may be doing something completely else in your life. So you don't know at that level whether what you're learning is what you aspire to do for the rest of your life. My only suggestion is, have an open mind. Whatever you like today, just pursue it. But pursue it with full dedication and full commitment. The balance learning will happen during the course of your work. You will realize that you have an inclination towards law or you have an inclination towards data science. You will realize whether you are a digital marketer or you are a person who can do actually personal selling. You can go and meet people and get jobs done. Or you're a process driven guy and you might land up in a back office streamlining processes and doing wonderful work out there as well. So you will not know what kind of a swimmer you are, whether you are made for the pond, you're made for the ocean, whether you're made for deep sea diving, or whether you're made for only snorkeling. It only depends once you enter the water. So my personal suggestion is, yes, you may want to do what you like today, but have an open mind and believe in lifelong learning. Don't just consider this degree to be a stepping stone to a flamboyant career. Degree is only an entry level opportunity to come into come into one of the careers, but then it's on you how you want to take it forward.
In fact, that's the same similar question. It's like, in most cases, we see that people land up in jobs that are completely different from what they have imagined. Because that often, I think, happens with a lot of us. Like, we study something else, and then, as you said, you might figure out your, this later on in life. So how does one determine the path to their desired job?
Sure.
That's the question from
Bali. The name of the person who's asked that question?
Yes, Bali Singh.
Thank you, Balisi, for the question. How do you decide that whether you're cut out for this job? It's a very interesting question because everybody is exploring. Trust me, even the person who has made it in your eyes, if you feel that that gentleman or that lady has reached to the pinnacle of his or her career, they are also still exploring because there is more to life. And till the time we are exploring, we are living. So please understand that, it's not a destination, it's a journey. We all are exploring. When I was a broker first, I used to work with Kotak Securities. I thought banking was fun. When I joined banking, the then sheriff of Mumbai invited me and said that, why don't you ignite minds and awaken hearts? That's my personal vision statement. That, today's Teachers' Day, and when I just entered college, there was a flood of students coming in and they were all discussing about, they were all telling me, sir, thank you, and all of these things. So maybe that gave me satisfaction. Maybe it's the family legacy that gave me satisfaction, and I chose teaching as a career. So what I'm trying to tell you is that each one is a unique fabric. You are a different individual. I'm a different individual. We all have to explore for ourselves as to what suits us, what comforts us, what gives us that high that every day morning when you go to work, you're smiling, you're happy, and you also, you want to do that work every day, day in and day out. Because trust me, you're spending at least 8 to 9 hours of your life every day doing a job that you may like or you may hate. The choice is yours. You may like or you may hate, the choice is yours. However, if you get into a profile or a job that you like, or you change your attitude and start liking what you're doing, there could be both. Sometimes you don't, for example, I don't like assessments. When I read answers of students, sometimes they are so boring. That's the boring part of my profession, which I have to accept, that I have to do the assessments. Those are part of my life. So you have to enjoy doing that by, engaging with people while you're doing your assessments, or listening to some music and also doing your assessment, and taking few breaks and doing that. So what I would say is that it all depends on you. More exposure you have, less chances of you getting into the wrong job. Now, how do you get exposure? By doing internships. By doing internships, you at least know that I don't want to do this job for the rest of my life. Because it's a small stint. It's a 3-month stint where you get into a profile, you do that, and then you realize that I'm made for this, I'm not made for this. So exposure is one thing. Second is reading. So there is no substitute to competence. If you keep reading, if you learn from others' experience, that's where your learning curve would reduce and your learning would improve faster. So my personal opinion is read. Second is get yourself exposed. And third is take the risk. If you've not taken the risk, how would you know that whether you're cut out for that or you're not cut out for that? Worst cases, you will fail. And it's the best time to fail in my life. Trust me, my friends. If you're below 20 years of age or 20 to 25 as well, there is no problem. You can still fail. But when you reach to a certain level and after that you start failing, it becomes very challenging. So it is very okay to fail at any level. People have got into entrepreneurship at different ages, and there is a different life altogether. It all depends on you per se. So my only suggestion is that get exposed and don't be in that fear that you might fail per se. So all the best.
Thank you, sir. That's very good advice, because as like a lot of people don't figure out what they want to do unless much later in life, and it gets very hard to change jobs at that point. So a follow-up question from Kavir. Is there anyone who can help us decide what job we should go? Is there any counseling center at HR college that can collect?
So we'll talk about two things. One is who can help you. Second is what is happening at HR. At HR, we have various engagement activities. So if you ask me personally, how do you decide which career it is? One of the way of deciding the career is attending this AMA session. AMA, ask me anything. So you're asking people about which career you should choose. And there are different colleagues of mine also in different sessions who are parallelly running another AMA session. And there are different people from different walks of life, different backgrounds, who are discussing their own path and also sharing their own knowledge. So what happens is you're learning from different perspectives of different people. And no perspective is right, no perspective is wrong. You have to respect people's opinion and perspective, but choose what you like and discard what you don't like. There may be something that you don't agree with me. Fair enough, no problem. There may be something that you resonate with me, that this is something that I believe in and I agree with this gentleman. So that you may accept, balance you can reject. Now coming to what happens at HR. We have an international program committee which looks at international, helping students to go international. We have the placement cell, which I head, which helps people. So lot of engagements. We don't talk about taking a test and saying that you're cut out to do logistics, or you're cut out to do marketing, and you're cut out to do all of this. What as HR college we try to do is give exposure. We will get logistics people, we will get marketing people, we will get a doctor, we will get a lawyer, we will get each and every person out there, just like what Thinkly is doing to you today, getting people from different walks of life, allowing them to interact with them, ask questions, engage, and decide for yourself what you want to do. My friend, it is like getting married. Your mom can choose a spouse for you, but you have to do the ultimate decision. You have to ask the right question. So if you ask me what is the way to choose the right job, is by asking the right question. If you ask the right question, you get the right response. Once you get the right response, you resonate or you don't resonate with that kind of job. And then you decide for yourself that whether I want to do this or I want to, kind of call it quits and pursue something else. So my only request is master the art of asking the right question. The more questioning you're able to do with yourself, sometimes to self-introspect, and with others to understand their perspective, the more broaden your horizon happens and more clear the fog, because today we are in a era of noise. Because of social media, there are reels. There is too much time that is spent on 30-second reels, which content curators who may not be experts. Trust me, there's a difference between influencer and an expert. What happens is the influencer is trying to sell you content. He does not care whether that content only cares his appeals to you. He does not care whether that content is correct, incorrect, whether that content is factual or more or less factual, whether that content is in the right context. What the influencer is trying to do is only sell you content. So what has happened is, in a 30-second reel, we have all become addicted to it, and life has become too dependent or maybe too engaged in that kind of domains. So my personal request is that engage with experts than only with content creators. Content creators, yes, I'm not saying they are not doing a good job, but you need to decide to what extent you would like to be on that side of the table, and to what extent you would like to listen to a expert in his concerned field who can give you a right kind of guidance. No, ultimate choice is yours, because there is no one shirt that fits everyone. Similarly, there is no one job or one advice that fits everyone. What happens is you just get experience and exposure. Then you decide for yourself that this works, this does not work. Last is hands-on. Try it. Maximum you will fail. In 3 months, you will decide for yourself कि नहीं हो रहा है या हो रहा है. So best wishes to you to choose your dream career.
Sounds good, sir. I think that also answers round your question is like, how does one identify which stream they should take? I mean, then you need to get the exposure, you need to get the answer.
Okay. I'll just tell Rahul one more thing. Which stream to choose is, it's just like when you go to a college, if you ask a teacher, कि madam canteen में क्या अच्छा मिलता है? It's a wrong question, because teachers don't eat too much in the canteen. You go to all the ex-students and say, they will give you. So there's a distinct thing, like, Ville Parle, you get vada pav with butter vada pav. Churchgate, you get some Chinese guy is famous, right? The other side of town, some other guy is famous. So what happens is, this information you won't get from teachers. This information you should ask seniors. You should ask, your folks. You should ask your friends. Who's the khadus teacher? No teacher is going to tell you, I am khadus or I am strict. You get to know from your peers. So what happens is, sometimes you should ask questions which are unrelated to your colleagues. What is the best subject in science that you like, and why do you like that? So once you resonate, once you start talking, you get to know whether maybe this is something I wish to do, or maybe this is something I will be able to do. There's no harm in asking for some material that your friend is reading, and to see whether that interests you or not interests you, because you're going to commit yourself for 3 years. That's the problem. 25 years of your life, 1-page resume, and we don't learn the art of making resume. Second problem is 3 years of your undergrad studies. It is on word of mouth, not on your research. So my friends, I would say that you're going to spend 3 years of your valuable time. Might as well you don't study and work. So instead of you deciding, you should spend your time in researching on whether this content is something that I want to study for next 3 years. And even if you studied the wrong thing and you're doing something completely different, that's okay. Because during that course of study, you have to acquire some other skills, which if somebody asks me, I'll answer. Go ahead. All the best.
So I think a similar question, he's talking more personalized this. He's like, hi sir, it's a privilege to be here in this session. What should I do next? I've completed my bachelor's degree in mass media, majoring in advertising. What should my next step be? I've got 2 years of working experience as well.
Okay. May I know the name of the gentleman or lady?
Austin Lobo.
Austin. Hi, Austin. Thank you for the question. You've done your mass media and you've worked for 2 years. So it depends whether you're having a good career. If you're having a good career, please continue. And then you may want to do your master's simultaneously, side by side, as a distance education. If your career is doing fantabulously well, then you may just want to do the master's to supplement the knowledge with your master's in the same field. If you're looking for a career switch, then you may want to leave your job and then do your master's and take a career switch. Historically speaking, it has been observed that whenever there's a recession or whenever there is a hiring freeze, it is the best time to come back to studies, because the job market is not that well, and that's a time your skills are not rewarded as you would have been otherwise rewarded if there was a boom. So whenever the job market is coming down and your career is not doing well, you can look at further studies and upskilling yourself. However, if your job is doing wonderfully well, you're in the right trajectory, you're growing, you're getting promoted, do a side-by-side master's to show, because that should not be a hindrance. What happens is HR policies are there which says कि ये promote तब हो सकता है जब इसके पास MBA हो. तो कोई बात नहीं, वो एक conformance quality है. एक MBA होना was a conformance quality. So you decided to do an MBA which is in a distance education mode or in a part-time mode. There are two modes. One is distance, second is part-time. So UGC allows a distance degree as well as a part-time degree. So it depends on you. In case you're getting paid well, career is doing well, choose this mode. In case you want a career shift, not doing well, and you feel the job market is not going to do that well in the next 2-3 quarters, look at economic data. You will get to be able to sensitize how it is. Third is, if you come into a job market which is like a government job, which I am in, which is recession proof. So there is no, it is more like a service to public service kind of roles. So it is more like we are neither for profit We are neither in boom, we are neither in bust, we are neither in recession. It is only service. Every day we come in the morning, we have to provide service to individuals, and we have to perform our duty, discharge our duty, and try to ignite minds and awaken hearts. So it depends on what your ultimate vision in life is. My personal request would be introspect and spend some time with yourself to decide why are you living. We all have a purpose. We have to just explore that purpose till the time we attain that. All other things will fall in place once you have your purpose in life. Because purpose, in my personal opinion, is the most important thing. Rest, everything else follows.
I think Kabir then is asking about opportunities about study abroad. So it's like, is this a good time at this point, or like, because as you said, recession is ongoing at this point.
Okay.
So there would be a good part to study. A lot of kids do want to go abroad and study nowadays.
Okay. There are two things I would say about study abroad. Firstly, what is your objective of study abroad? If it is a paid vacation, please don't waste your parents' money. Ask for a vacation. Be man enough to ask for a vacation. Say, I want a vacation. I want some space for myself. I would like to go out with my friends, and I would like to have a good time with them for 2 weeks and come back. Because I have few students whom I ask, why do you want to go abroad? And the answer I get is, if I don't go abroad, my father would get me married. Or, मैं यहाँ बैठ के क्या करूँगा? मेरे पास जॉब अब तक लगी नहीं है, and I need something in my social circle to say. So please don't fall prey to all of these excuses to yourself. First, be very clear, why do you want to go abroad? In case that skill is not available in your country, that skill which cannot be taught here or is taught at a cheaper level abroad, you go and do that. Or that skill is a future skill which is not in demand in India, but it is demand elsewhere in any other country, please go there. Otherwise, I personally feel India has great teachers. India has great resources. Once India was housed to the Nalandas and the Takshashilas, where people from across the world used to come here. And that trend will come today, tomorrow, or maybe in the next, I don't know how much time. In 2009, if my students are listening to me, I'd made a prediction that one day I'll be sitting in my home, sipping my martini and enjoying my drink on a beachside and giving a session. Today, that is possible. Similarly, the prediction is that after 10 years, India is going to attract a lot of talent across the world. People are going to come here and study because the cost of education is much lower. Today, what are you paying for a BCom degree? It is less than a Nike shoe. As compared to what you're paying abroad, is burning a very, very big hole into your parents' finances. So looking at the finance risk reward ratio or a return on investment, I would say take a conscious call. Conscious call in terms of, if that skill is in demand elsewhere, please go ahead. If that skill is taught cheaper abroad, please go there. If that skill or that education of knowledge is going to leapfrog your career, please go there. Or you feel that now you have attained whatever is there in India and you require global exposure. So I have traveled across various universities. I've also taught across globally. There are certain skills which I did not have as a teacher and I wanted to acquire. So research skills, citation skills, AI skills. So these are skills that I go with specific conferences for specific domains, and I map specific peoples whom I want to meet, resource persons or professionals or professors whom I want to meet, and I try to acquire those skills from there. I will not spend my money to do a program just for the sake of going abroad or just for the sake of branding. So my request is, personal branding can be done in different ways, in a less cost-effective way. You may choose different methods to do your personal branding differently. I'm not against study abroad. What I'm only saying is, have the right reasons for study abroad. I hope I've answered this question.
Excellent point. This is very honestly, this is an issue currently going on. A lot of people go abroad just for the sake of going abroad without understanding the reasons why.
This year, data shows 2 lakh professionals have gone abroad. 2 lakh students have gone abroad, and most of them from tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well. Please understand, there is no regulator which is governing the counselors. There is no regulator that is governing the counselors. that is who are advising you which university to choose. Whereas when you invest in a mutual fund, SEBI has so many norms prescribed that which mutual fund you should use. There's a riskometer, how much is the risk, how much is the reward, etc., etc. So what I'm trying to tell you is it's a very unorganized market where you are going by word of mouth or by the attire of the person who's giving you advice. Please don't do that. See, I'm paid by the government. Hence, I can come and talk like this at this forum because I don't have any interest, monetary or otherwise, when it comes to giving you advice. So my personal request is, please ask the agent also. There is no harm in asking that why are you recommending me this university? Why not that? Why this country? Why not that? Again, I'm telling you, it all boils down to asking the right question and little bit of courage. One of my cousins came with me and I had the courage of asking him, do you get commission from this university? And the agent was very upfront and said, yes, I do. So then you need to understand that where the conflicting of interest comes in and why this university is being promoted so much to me as compared to other universities. So there needs to be, this will come today or tomorrow. This will definitely come. There will be more regulations on all of this. When, I don't know. Who is party to it? We only write about this. I definitely write on all of these topics and we try to sensitize the students that please don't fall prey to any such counselors who are just sending you for the sake of sending. So I leave it up to you. Yes, there are Harvards, there are Princetons, there is Wharton. Those skills are highly in demand. If you get one of those, please go ahead. All the best.
Excellent, sir. So I have a question from Karan Veer. He said, I did commerce and landed in a job that I thought would be comfortable with. But I feel that I have chosen the wrong career path. How do I switch roles?
My friend, you need to acquire new skills then. Suppose you did commerce and you are into, let's say, I don't know what you're into. Suppose you're into marketing and you wish to switch into a little bit of finance role. You may want to learn marketing of financial products. You may want to give some NISM exams and become qualified to distribute mutual funds. You may want to, it's a license basically by SEBI to distribute mutual funds. You may then get into the marketing of financial services. So shifting gears is definitely possible, provided you put in the effort. How do you put in the effort? You have weekends to yourself. You have only Saturdays and Sundays, and trust me, your boss would not want you to even use those. He would want you to give them to organization. But you need to decide for yourself whether if this is not the role that you want to be in, you may want to take that up, Saturdays and Sundays for yourself, draw the line there with your boss saying that, sorry, get your skills upgraded in that domain, do some online courses, get some other skills. It depends what you're doing. If you're accounting, you don't like accounting, you want to get into digital marketing, do the Google certification, free. Google mein free mein hota hai, online. Learn and then apply for those jobs through your referrals, through your connects or through LinkedIn, have a personal branding there, come on Thinkly, write few articles, project yourself. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you need to decide for yourself how you want to leverage your existing skill, how you will acquire new skills, and how will you position yourself. Life is all about positioning. I don't know how many of you have seen the movie Oh My God 2. वो कहो जो लोगों को सुनने का है. So if you call a toilet, he calls it a little different thing. He says sandas. And if you call it toilet, people want to listen toilet, right? I would say go ahead one more level and call it a restroom. Because today we are on CNBC TV 18 and people want to listen even more sophisticated things. The thing remains same. It's the same coffee that you get at a tapri and the same coffee that you get in Taj. It's the way it is being served decides the cost of it. So how you project yourself, how you're able to add value, people are willing to pay for that service depending upon how much value add you're able to bring to the table. I hope I've answered your question. All the best and God bless you.
Absolutely correct, sir. Thank you so much. And another follow-up question from Muskan. Sir, actually I took an accounting course thinking that I know accounts would, so it will be best for me. But now I want to switch to finance. So what should I do? How should I start?
Excellent. You took up accounts, you don't like accounts, but it's a related field. It's very limited problem for you because accounting and finance are very closely interrelated. So you just have to change your positioning from pure accounting to more skewed towards finance. So you may want to do some courses. As I said, you may want to do a mutual fund course. You may want to do a insurance course, like a license. Those are licenses by SEBI, which is distributed through NISM. It's a test which you give. There is 100 marks question. You can do that at home. And the cost of the license, without that, you cannot distribute mutual funds. It's only 1,500 rupees. So you don't have to pay like a tons of money to switch or do something. It's just to change your positioning from only accounting to pure finance. You may want to attend few sessions on finance for non-finance executives online, free, which are available on online free portals, etc. You may want to kind of do some academic project with a teacher on a research-based finance things. For example, you may want to do a research paper with your teacher on UPI Lite. I'm writing, I think, one with another girl whose name is Muskan itself. I don't know whether it's the same Muskan. So we are writing a research paper because she approached me and said that, sir, I would like to do a finance paper with you. Can we together, can I help you to do some research? I told her, TK, what is UPI Lite? And how is it different from normal UPI? You figure out and come and meet me. So what happens is then you can write in your CV that you've worked as a research assistant to your teacher on a finance project. So since if you're in college, it gives you a leverage to show that though you're pursuing an accounting degree, you're more skewed towards finance, and this is where your passion lies. And it does not matter. Today, people who did BCom are, people who did engineering end up in a banking role. So life changes. It does not matter what you've done. What matters is your ability to learn during the course of your study. So all the best, Muskan, for your career, and I'm sure you'll be able to do well.
Muskan just replied that, yes, I am that same Muskan.
Yes, I thought so. Because I could resonate with her question. It's the same question that had come to me at one of the meetings when we had our placement cell meetings online. Great, Muskan. I'll be seeing you in half an hour.
I think we'll do one last question. Okay. That's from Deepak. So it's an honor to have you here. I am an HR alumnus and so happy to see you here. Wow. I've been attending study counseling with my daughter and we just took one test to gauge her aptitude. Honestly, would love to know any certified tests that she should take rather than just going with what the counselors are suggesting. Because it's so confusing at this stage to decide whether she should go for undergrad or wait till masters. Any insight will be appreciated.
Okay. Firstly, namaste Deepak ji, and it's a pleasure to connect with HR alumnus and on this platform as well. Thanks to Thinkly for getting all of us connected. I will not be a competent person to certify or prescribe any test because I'm not a counselor. I'm only a teacher. My personal request is, if you are sending your daughter abroad for undergrad, it depends if that program is not available in India. Because the cost of undergraduate program is immensely high as compared to a postgraduate program. And if she is still confused whether what she wants to do in her career, it is too early to send abroad for an undergrad. That's my personal opinion. Maybe it depends completely on an individual, because some of my cousins have gone abroad for undergrad, despite my opinion of saying that, undergrad best would be in India and postgrad, if they wish to acquire further skills, maybe abroad. But it's all individual. This is my personal perception, opinion, exposure, and I can say that since I've met few number of students there, and what I've learned from them is that undergrad is a time to explore. Undergrad is a time to explore uniquely. If I was there in your position, I would send my daughter to one of the best colleges in Mumbai. If you send her to HR, we'll be more than happy. You may want to supplement the exposure which she would have got abroad by doing summer schools abroad. Let me give you an example. So I have taken students to University of California at Berkeley. So she may do year 1 summer school at Berkeley, take up 2 finance courses. She may do year 2 at London Business School, do a summer school, get UK exposure, take up 2 courses in whichever other field of study she likes, maybe marketing. She may not do year 3 abroad, any summer school, because that is her year that she needs to perform well in her, university exams. And she may want to then decide whether she wants to go to UK or to US abroad, or whichever country she wishes to spend her entire masters in. So what happens is it becomes a buffet approach. You take a summer school from UK, you take a summer school from US or Australia or New Zealand or Ireland. It depends on which sector you want to target. One of my students went for a summer school, came back with an idea and discussed that idea with me. Today, he's running one of the most successful student housing there. He didn't do his master's, he didn't do his undergrad. He came back with an idea and said, "Sir, बहुत बच्चे उधर आ रहे हैं, उनको घर नहीं मिलता, मैं घर बनाऊंगा उनके लिए. I will have PGs set for them. One in India, I will send students from across the world who come here. I will send them with PGs, and approximately I will do that for them." So it all depends on your opinion. Okay. Any other question?
I believe that's all, sir. Thank you so much for your time. I believe you're also caught up. We won't take more of your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Amazing insight.
Yes. God bless you. Chalo. All the best.
Thank you so much.
All the best for your career. Take care.